We're the Millers from Kansas City. I'm a stay-at-home mom, married to Steve. We've been married 25 years.
We like to travel as a family because we're a very compact unit of 4. We all go together really easily. Maddie and I are really close in age, so it's just really easy for us to travel together.
I am so looking forward to this trip because we're not going to have much cell phone coverage. We're just going to be all of us doing new things. We're just going to be together. So that's the best part.
Yeah, and I guess Lucy and I are just really lucky that our parents like to travel and like to take us cool places.
And I think it's really important to get outside of your comfort zone. I mean, that's what makes vacations memorable.
I've had a passion for turtles since I was a child, and so I'm just really excited about that. A little bit nervous for the rigor of the trip. No one thinks that I can do it. I have to reassure them that I can.
San Cristobal was, our first encounter with Galapagos.
We took this really nice catamaran from the town to our campsite. Our campsite was just 20 yards from the beach, and so you could just watch the sunset or rise right over the beach. Camping for me was really special too because they said Row is the only company allowed on this beach. This is a thing that very few people get to do. We get to do this and have this really cool experience. And usually we never get to see any stars because we live in the city. We saw the entire Milky Way, like there was not a cloud in the sky, and it all came out perfectly.
Then we had kind of the very tough day of kayaking. Unusual, I understand, because we had so much headwind. It was a beautiful way to be able to see the coast.
Yeah, and it's like a really close-up view of the water, and it's quiet and peaceful, and it's just you and your kayak. We went to Kicker Rock, which is this just giant rock that juts out of the water, and it's like, what is this thing doing here? And you pull up, and it's huge in person. There's this basically chasm in between 2 huge rocks. My dad and I jumped out of the dinghy backwards. I'd never done that before.
We go in and we have a chance to see 30 or 40 or more sharks swimming just below us. Unbelievable.
I saw hammerhead and then other small reef sharks and then sea turtles for the first time. It was incredible.
Our second island that we went to, Isabella, so first of all, we flew.
We got on this tiny plane, flew directly over the islands and could look right down. You get a super cool view. The tortoise breeding center is a place where they keep the tortoises in captivity, and then after a certain period of time, they release them back into the wild.
One of the big highlights was getting to spend the day with Julio when we hiked up to Sierra Negra, the largest volcano on the island.
It had been raining really hard the day before, and so there were these giant piles of mud.
And all of a sudden, it goes from being rainforest to being desert. And then you go a little bit farther on, and you're in some of the recent lava flows, and you're walking on volcanic rock, and it looks like you're on a different planet.
And then you get to see the lava tunnels where it's like these formations of lava, and you can stick your hand in and you can feel the steam and like the heat from the earth still rising up. And then we walked all the way up to like the peak or our goal, and there was an amazing view.
The next day we were again in a kind of an otherworldly experience with the tunnels, these lava tunnels.
The boat ride was so much fun. Like it felt like a roller coaster almost. To get into where we wanted to go, Los Tuneles, they have to like pick a wave almost and like ride it in.
It was amazing that they could navigate these boats in, it's really like a maze of just lava flows.
So we got off the boats and we were walking around on the lava tunnels, and then they have this thing called the Sea Turtle Highway. And you see like sea turtle after sea turtle coming through.
And when we went to our lagoon after doing the tunnels, we were hoping to see some turtles, penguins, a seahorse. We kind of checked all the boxes. It was just amazing. One of the thrills was seeing these giant white-tipped sharks. They're actually pretty shy creatures, but it still wigs you out. I mean, these are big sharks. I'll never get to do that again in my life.
Snorkeling that day was what I'd been waiting for the entire time. And I was starting to doubt that I would never get to swim with a big sea turtle. And they were inches from my face, and they're so gentle. They're gentle giants. You can swim right next to them. And that eagle ray on the bottom was so cool. And it's different in the Galapagos because humans aren't threatening to them. So they're very calm around you. We went to Santa Cruz the next day, and we got to kayak again. Then we all hopped in the bus and we headed to see tortoises in the wild. So we walked through these little trails and got to kind of creep up behind the tortoises and take a family picture.
One of the first things we did was get to look at one of the lava tubes that's still preserved up there. So we went down probably 20 feet below the ground, almost like into a cave area.
Our last full day, we took a boat ride to a place where we're going to snorkel and kind of walk around the rocks.
We go out and we are walking on some lava areas and checking out the iguana, which were very interesting. All of a sudden, Andres points out, there's a sea lion. He says, jump in and play. So I just grabbed my mask, jumped in the water. You know, this sea lion comes flying by, and all he wants to do is play. So we're going around in circles.
We would float on our backs and he would float next to us and do flips. Yeah, or like spin in a circle and he would kind of follow you around. Or then he would come up like right up to your nose and then just kind of wait and then go.
That was a huge highlight for all of us.
I would definitely do this trip again. It was so much fun. I have to come back and see the turtles.
Certainly I enjoy my wife, and to see her have the spunk, you know, to be prepared to camp out on the Galapagos and to be out and doing the adventure stuff, that was great. And then for my girls, I think this was just helps to prepare them for life. I think these type of experiences where they're kind of pushed to encounter the unknown. You know, you emerge with new friendships and new relationships you thought you'd never have. Getting 10 days with your daughters at this age just doesn't happen unless you've got a special event. Galapagos was stunning. I mean, we will, for the rest of our lives, remember these 10 days that we had together, and you know, that makes a trip like this priceless.